Hello and welcome back, my beautiful froggy army, to another video. Today, as you can see by the title, we're doing a Q&A. I did post on Discord and on my community tab for you guys to ask me some questions, so today I will be answering as many questions as I can from you guys, all your beautiful, thoughtful, burning questions. So without further ado, let's just get into it. And while I answer your questions, I'm gonna try to be like cleaning up my island, picking up stuff. Yeah, what I'm doing is not important. The questions are what matter. So the first question comes from Laura, and Laura asks, will you ever restart your island when it's finished? And the answer to that is probably. I'm not gonna say yes for sure, but once I finish my island, I kind of don't have any more videos to make. I mean, I could make some stuff, but I wouldn't have any more design videos unless I start redoing stuff. Eventually, there will be a point when I don't have any more decorating to do on my island, and I would like to experiment with a different aesthetic. So maybe doing cottagecore or kidcore at some point. So I would say probably is the answer to that question. A lot of you asked what my favorite villager is. So this is to everyone who asked what my favorite villager is. It is Tangy. I know, you would think it would be Lily, but Tangy is my all-time favorite. Lily is a very, very close second. Laura also asked what my favorite season and what my favorite furniture piece is in the game. And for furniture, I would have to say the crescent moon chair is really, really pretty and I really like it. And my favorite season so far is cherry blossom season. It might be winter after I see what winter looks like, but I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see. Echoes Bento asks, probably a weird question, but are there any specific things in Animal Crossing that have to be a specific way for you? Like, if you use a lily, it has to be a white one, or items always have to have a custom design underneath, etc. And I'm sure you're poking fun at me because I do that. Whenever I put an item down, I usually always put a custom design under it, because I just think it makes it look a lot cuter and it adds a lot more to the space, so yes. And also, you'll never catch me using any other color Cosmo flowers besides white and yellow, and even then I barely use the yellow ones. Your least favorite nerd asks, other than Animal Crossing, what's your favorite video game? That's a hard question for me because I love so many games. But before Animal Crossing, I've always been really into Overwatch. I play it every single week at least. I have a lot of hours in that game and I've always enjoyed it, so it's kind of a weird game to have as your favorite game. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's definitely the game that I've played the most and the longest and the most consistently for. But some other honorable mentions, I've talked about it before, Slime Rancher is one of my favorite farming games ever. I love Stardew, I love Starbound, I like Terraria, and Mario Galaxy was one of my favorite games, and they just announced the port to the Switch, so I'm very excited about that. Rainy Days asks, are you married? No. How long have you been doing YouTube? I posted my first video in July, so 2 months. And what made you want a YouTube channel? Honestly, I would watch a lot of Animal Crossing YouTube videos, and I was like, huh, that seems really fun. And I feel like I could do that, and I feel like I could make some good videos because I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing and I was extremely into it. And another reason is not a lot of my friends were as into it as me, so I feel like I had no one to like yell at about Animal Crossing with. I also wanted just a way to output my Animal Crossing energy because I had a lot of Animal Crossing energy. I was playing the game a lot, like every single morning I would play for multiple hours. So I had like a lot of thoughts about Animal Crossing and I wanted to talk about it a lot, and not everyone was as into it as me, so I kind of just wanted an outlet for it. So I just was like, let's make some videos. Enronic Arts asks, what's your favorite aesthetic besides fairy/cottagecore? I love kidcore. I love how bright and cheery it is, so I definitely like that one. If you could, would you have pet frogs? I've kind of answered this before, but I'll answer it again. I love the idea of having a pet frog, but I have no idea what having a pet frog actually entails. I don't know the work that needs to go into it. I don't know the kind of care that they need. So I don't know if I would personally be suited to having one, and that's why I won't get one, you know, especially just for fun. You need to know what you're getting into with a pet and what kind of care they're gonna need from you. So if I did some research and I thought it sounded okay, then maybe, but I also have a cat and I don't want anything to happen with that. Even though Pepper is a sweetheart, but he does love lizards, so I can't imagine bringing a frog into the house. Last question from Enronic Arts. What's your favorite dipping sauce for chicken nuggies, if you have one? I love Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A, and I like barbecue sauce. Mousy Man asks if I would ever play a New Leaf, even just once. And I think I've talked about this before also. I would love to play some of the older games just to see what it's like, and because this is my first Animal Crossing game, which I think is another question some of you guys have asked. Yes, this is my first Animal Crossing game, so I would have no idea what I'm getting into playing New Leaf or any of the older games, so I would definitely love to do that one day. I just have to figure out how to record it because I think it's different with a DS. We'll have to see, but I'm definitely open to that idea. Ariel asks, how did I learn to stream/record videos? And actually, my boyfriend already knew how to stream and record stuff because he was doing that for Smash Bros. So he already had a capture card and he knew how to make it work and he knew how to do OBS, so he kind of helped me do all that stuff and set it up, and he actually bought me my capture card because I had told him that I was thinking about making videos, but I was like, oh, I don't know, I would need to buy the capture card, I don't think I'm ready to commit to it yet, but then he bought it for me anyway, so he kind of helped me learn, and then anything I couldn't figure out, I just googled it. A couple people asked, what are your tips on making bells? I know everyone says it, but it's turnips. Turnips is the best way to make bells in this game. You honestly don't even have to wait for your Daisy May to come to your island and wait for good turnip prices on your island or someone else's island. You can use Turnip Exchange. There's always people posting dodo codes and they have Daisy May on their island, even when it's not Sunday. You can pretty much always go and buy turnips there, and you can pretty much always go and find someone with good prices on Turnip Exchange also. That is what I do for bells. So if you're looking for bells, then that's what I recommend. Typically, people do charge a Nook Mile ticket entrance fee, so just be aware of that. You can also sell fruit, or what I used to do with my boyfriend in the early stages of the game. He and I had different native fruits, so I would pick all of my oranges, and he would pick all his peaches, and we would go to each other's islands and sell them at each other's Nook's Cranny, because if you have oranges and you go to someone's island who has pears, for example, they pay more for your oranges than the Nook's Cranny at your island. So that's a way to maximize your bells with fruits, and if you have a buddy you can team up with a different native fruit, that's another good way. And if there is an easy hot item at Nook's Cranny, you could make a bunch of those and sell them. I've never really done that much. Sometimes they take a lot of valuable materials, so I'm like, I'd rather save my materials, but you could also do that. Natalie asks what my name is, and if you don't know, my name is Raven. Some of you call me Froggy. You can also call me Raven or Froggy, either one, whichever you prefer. That is my actual name. Hazel asks, could you give a favorite villager in each personality? Do you have any pets? And for my island, did I go straight forward with my island theme or did I have a different idea? Okay, so I'll answer those in reverse order. For my island theme, I had no idea what I was doing until recently, actually. Until I started my YouTube channel, I finally settled on doing fairy core. Before, I was just kind of like throwing stuff everywhere and seeing what I liked. Do I have any pets? Yes, I have a tuxedo cat named Pepper. He's 4 years old. He loves to lay in the sun, and he loves wet food, and he loves lizards. That kind of sounded like I just made a dating profile for him. And a favorite villager in each personality? Okay, I have to pull up a list for this. My favorite Peppy is Tangy. My favorite Jock, I would have to say, is Scoot. My favorite Smug is Julian. My favorite Normal is Tia. My favorite Sisterly is Agnes. My favorite Lazy is Sherb. Snooty is so hard to pick from. There's so many good ones. I'm gonna have to go with Tipper. I love Tipper so much. And if I'm being honest, I don't really like the cranky villagers too much, but I would have to say my favorite is Wolfgang. I really like his design. I think he's so cool. Dark asks, am I thinking about streaming more games on Twitch, and am I gonna play more games on my channel? So I don't actually stream on Twitch. I don't have, well, I have a Twitch account, but I don't stream on there. And for now, I'm not going to. I might open it up for other games eventually, but I like streaming here on YouTube. I see no reason to go to Twitch. For now, I'm not going to be doing Twitch, but if I ever do, I will definitely let you guys know. And I do plan on playing more games. I know it's not as popular as Animal Crossing, and I know you guys are here for Animal Crossing, but I would love to play some other games and kind of showcase them for you guys, because there are so many underrated games in this world, and I feel like we all have similar tastes, kind of. I know a lot of Animal Crossing players also love Stardew and farming games. So if I play some stuff like that, I feel like you guys would really like them, and you could maybe also discover games that you haven't even heard of. So yes, I don't know when I'll be playing new games. I don't have anything planned out, but it is a yes. Jas asks me, what is or was your favorite subject in school? I'm not in school anymore, but I always enjoyed creative writing and English. That was my strong suit. I was not a math or science girl. I don't know if you could tell that from how I am, but I'm definitely on the more creative side and not the technical side. I have one brain cell. There is no way I can do formulas. So frogslayer21, that username kind of scares me, has a couple of questions for me. What made you decide to join YouTube? Was it because of quarantine, or have you wanted to do this for a while? I kind of touched on that. I already answered that earlier, but you did bring up quarantine, which I did forget to mention. Quarantine was definitely a big factor. I was just home all day, so I felt like I could actually do it, and I felt like I had enough time. So that was definitely a privilege for me. That I had enough time and resources to start the YouTube channel. So yes, quarantine was definitely a factor, actually. Will you talk about / include your boyfriend in videos more? He seems super supportive, and it's really sweet when you can hear him in the background, like when you finally found Tia. I would love to see the two of you play a game together, even if it's not AC. Well, first of all, that's really sweet of you to say. Yes, we're trying to get some things planned. I can't say for sure yet, but yes, we have always gamed together ever since we met. That is definitely something for in the future. Again, I know most of you are here for Animal Crossing content, so it is kind of hard to switch over to something else. Not entirely, but I know not as many people would be interested, but I don't know, maybe I can force him to play Animal Crossing again. And the last question is, what are your future life plans? Stuff about university, dream job, etc. I won't go into this too much, because yes, I don't know yet. My life is not figured out, and that's fine. Life doesn't have to be figured out. For now, this is what I'm doing, and I also do have a different job that I am doing right now, so I'm pretty busy. As for dream job, if money and location didn't matter, honestly, this is my dream job. It's my dream for this to just be my job forever. And hopefully it can last me a good while, because I really, really enjoy this. This is perfect for me as a creative person. I get to try new things. I get to do creative stuff every single week for you guys, and I get to please other people, which is like, that ticks every box for a job for me, to be able to create something and to be able to bring other people happiness, which is so cheesy, but it's so true. It makes doing this feel so much more fulfilling. You know, of course I would love to do this even if I wasn't getting comments and views, but I'm not gonna lie, it definitely helps, and it encourages me when, you know, I'm getting really nice comments and you guys love my stuff. So this is definitely my dream job. Alexia has a couple of questions for me. Are you married? No, I am not. Do you ever think about having kids? Absolutely not. I am terrified of having children. I will never have children. Favorite color? Pink. Favorite YouTube channel? For non-AC, I definitely have an answer for that. I love Bailey J. I don't know if anybody watches her, but she is an artist / vlogger, and I watch her vlogs every single time she posts them, and I just love everything that she does and all her artwork. My favorite singer, that's also a hard one. Music is a whole other subject for me. I don't even know what I like anymore. Does it count if it's a band? Because I really like Starset. Starset has been one of my favorite bands for a long time, and I do like that singer, so I don't know if that counts. And what is your favorite quote? And truly and honestly, I can't think of a single quote right now, so, but I can at least tell you some life advice that I like to live by. It's not a direct quote from anyone, but I always like to tell people and like to say that if you're not hurting anyone with what you're doing and what you enjoy and it just makes you happy, then try not to care about what people think. Live your own life. If you want to like plushies and you're 34 years old, like, who cares? You know, if you still like to color in coloring books and you're in college, who cares? Like, that's not gonna hurt anybody. Do what you like. Live life to the fullest. If you want to make Animal Crossing videos and you're 21 years old, like me, then do it. I don't think your happiness should be limited by society's perception of you at all, because society is dumb. Chanuki, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Chanuki asks, what inspired you to call your channel Froggy Crossing? And that is a very good question. I don't know. I was trying to think of a name and I was like, okay, a lot of people call their channels or their Twitters something crossing, usually their first name. And I thought about, okay, what about Raven Crossing? And I was like, that doesn't really roll off the tongue that well. I don't know, it doesn't fit. So I was like, okay, what stuff do I like? And I was like, Cat Crossing? Kitty Crossing? No. I couldn't really think of anything, and I was like, oh, I really like frogs. What about Frog Crossing? Oh, Froggy Crossing. That sounds nice. So then I just did that. It's not very profound. I just like frogs. And Nikki Crossing asks, any celebrity crushes? Who's your birthday twin? And when did you first get into Animal Crossing? My biggest celebrity crush right now is Henry Cavill. Oh my goodness. I won't get into it, but yes. My birthday twin from the Animal Crossing villagers is Tybalt, the tiger. He is my birthday twin. And when did I first get into Animal Crossing? When they first announced Animal Crossing New Horizons, my boyfriend was like, you would really like that game. And I was like, I guess. I've heard of Animal Crossing. I've never played it. I don't know. And he was like, you're gonna love that game. It's a game that you are gonna be obsessed with. And as I started seeing like the trailers and stuff for it, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna love that game. So yeah, ever since it was announced, I guess, I kind of got into it. This is my first game, again. YouTube fan 1234 asks, this might be too personal, but what is your sexuality? And no, it's fine. I'm very open about that. I am pansexual, and what that means to me, because I feel like sexuality can mean different things for different people, is I don't really care about gender when I date. That's not really a factor for me. So that's what it means to me. And they also ask, what is your favorite anteater villager? And I guess I would have to say Antonio. He is really cute. Kira asks, what capture card do you recommend, and what is one thing you wish you knew before you started YouTube/streaming? Well, the capture card I use is kind of like a no-name brand from Amazon, and it works decently well. So honestly, you don't have to buy the most expensive capture card if you're looking to buy one. The one I use works perfectly fine, and it was only around $120, and I think it's actually been on sale on Amazon before for like $90. So if you're willing to risk it with a no-name brand, sometimes you can get good results. But definitely the Elgato, I have just heard nothing but good things from that one. My boyfriend uses that, and I know that's a good brand that should serve you well if you can afford it. I don't have any personal experience with it, but based off of word of mouth, I feel okay recommending that. And what I wish I knew before starting YouTube, honestly, I don't know, because I learned most of the stuff just from experience. I guess I wish I knew more of the technical aspects, like editing and stuff like that. I didn't know how to edit at all, and I had to just kind of learn it as I made videos. So my first couple videos are, I don't even want to watch them because the quality and the editing and the sound levels, I just can't bear to watch them. But yeah, I wish I knew some of that stuff, so some of my first videos could have been a little bit better, a little more professional and presentable. Eddie asks, what made you so interested in fairy core? Honestly, I just love pink stuff and magical stuff, and I just kind of gravitated towards those colors, and I love like all the lights and stuff like that and the mushroom stuff. I don't know, I love all of those furniture items in general, and I love the colors. Those are some of my favorite colors, so it just kind of seemed like a no-brainer. Emma asks, how many hours have you played? And that's a good question. Let's go see. I have played Animal Crossing for 865 hours. Last time I checked it was 800, so nice to know I clocked in 65 more hours without even realizing it. And Emma also asked, when you get a 5-star island, when you restart? And not when I get a 5-star island. My island is already 5 stars. It just keeps going down to 4-star because I leave items everywhere. But deep down inside, I know it's 5 stars. The point that I will have to reach in order to reset is when I have nothing else left to decorate on my island, because that is the stuff I love to do the most and what I like to make videos out of. So I have to reach the point where I just have nothing else left to do on my island, and I will probably restart. Michaela asks, how much did it cost to start a YouTube channel, camera, mic, etc.? And how did you get the idea to start one? Well, I already touched on how I got started, but as for startup costs, that's a good question. For editing, I use a free program called DaVinci Resolve, so that is completely free. For recording, I first used Streamlabs OBS, and then I used OBS, which is also completely free. So there are no costs with my recording software or with editing software. For a mic, I used my boyfriend's Blue Snowball, which was free for me, but if you were gonna go buy that, that's the mic I started with. I use a different one right now. If you were gonna go buy a Blue Snowball, it's about 50 bucks. But I wouldn't really recommend the Blue Snowball because it picks up everything in a room. It's not made, I don't think it's a good quality microphone, but I prefer a dynamic mic, which is kind of more made for streaming or for picking up vocals. So what I use now, I always have a link to it in my description, but it's a Pile something. It's actually really cheap on Amazon. I do have a Scarlett Solo that I use with it, which is not as cheap. That's about $100. But there may be other more affordable options in place of the Scarlett. I don't really know that much about mics and all this kind of stuff. My dad helps me set it up, so. And then for the capture card, like I said earlier, my boyfriend bought it for me, but if I would have bought it myself, it would have been around $120. So I truly did not spend anything to start my YouTube channel, which was really nice, and I'm really grateful for that. But if you are gonna buy everything yourself, you're looking at around I would say maybe $200 in startup costs if you don't have a mic and you don't have a capture card and you maybe want to use a different software, even though I highly recommend DaVinci Resolve. Definitely look for sales and look for deals, and definitely check the reviews for everything you're gonna buy. Milk asks a bunch of questions. What is my favorite dog breed? I really like big dogs like golden retrievers, but I also really like schnauzers. I think they're so cute. If you could summon any meal right now, what would you like to eat? Garlic bread. I've been craving garlic bread for like 3 days now. Someone please get me some freaking garlic bread. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Or a bit of both? I would say I'm predominantly an introvert, but I do have occasions where I do want to be an extrovert, and then I try to be an extrovert, and then I'm like, wait a second, I'm an introvert. What are you doing? No, but really, I have like little bursts of being an extrovert, but then I have to like recharge to get my energy back. I am not a person who is energized by being an extrovert. It does drain my energy a bit, but I still like being extroverted, of course. But yes, I'm a big introvert. I always have been. What is your favorite theme park? I guess I would say Disney. Disney is just like the best theme park. I do enjoy Universal, but I do love Disney. Disney's classic. Do you like Harry Potter? And if yes, what's your Hogwarts house? I said this on stream the other day and everyone revolted. I have never seen or read Harry Potter. I wasn't allowed to growing up, and then I just never did. And don't hate me, but I just don't really have that much of an interest in watching it. I feel like I know enough about it and I know what happens because of like the internet, and I don't know what my Hogwarts house would be. Maybe somebody tell me. Are you able to tell just on my personality alone? I have no idea. And what is my favorite KK song? My favorite KK song is KK Cruisin'. It is the best one. Tier asks, what is your favorite Animal Crossing personality? And I really like the Sisterlies. I feel like they have the best and most interesting personality. Aaron asks, do you enjoy doing YouTube? What are some of the struggles you faced with growing your channel? Well, yes, I do enjoy doing YouTube. I touched on that. It is kind of like a dream job for me. And some of the struggles that I faced growing it, of course it's hard for anyone growing a channel to start to get views, but you eventually do. And I'm grateful now that I get a really good amount of views. It is amazing. Never expected it. But a problem that I did face when I started, and I still kind of face now, is that the average view duration for my videos is really low, which means that YouTube is seeing how much you watch my video for. So for example, if you only watch 5 minutes of it and then you click away to do something else, and if somebody else watches the whole thing and somebody else watches only 10 minutes, YouTube takes all those times and puts them together into an average. People watch only like 40% of my videos. YouTube tells me the statistics. But yeah, that's kind of a struggle to see what are the reasons why people might not be watching the whole video, and it's a thing that every YouTube creator struggles with. You want people to watch the whole thing because you put a lot of good content into the whole video, but it happens. It is still a struggle that I go through, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Carrie Owen asks, when did you become interested in crochet? What other crafts do you do? And do you have a favorite Starbucks drink? I actually don't like coffee, so I have never ordered anything from Starbucks. I think I've maybe gotten like a pastry or something, but yeah. My crochet backstory is I was 15 and I was at my grandma's house, and she used to knit, which is different from crocheting. And I was like, oh, I'm bored. And then she had like a little kit for starting to crochet, like how to learn and stuff. So she was like, here, try this. And then I tried it and I liked it. And I was like, oh, I think I could get good at this. And then I went and bought a few basic supplies because I used up all the ones in the kit. And then I started watching YouTube videos and finding out how to do new stuff. And yeah, I've been super into it ever since. And as for other crafts, I tried knitting. I can knit, but it's not that good. And then I would love to get into embroidery. Haven't done it yet though. Does perler beads count as a craft? If anyone follows me on Twitter or on the Discord, I posted about my perler bead obsession. I made a Minecraft bee, and it's just, perler beads are so addicting. So I do enjoy doing those. Darkling Katie asks, what would you tell someone who is wanting to make videos and or stream? I know you didn't expect to get so big, so how are you handling the growth? Is there anything you don't like about making videos? Well, if you want to stream or make videos, my advice to you is just start. Like, the hardest part is starting. Thankfully, I had a really supportive boyfriend who literally kicked me in the butt to make videos by buying me the capture card. So you just have to commit and just start. And if it doesn't work out, you know, that's fine. Life isn't always 100% successful all the time, but you can't blame yourself for trying. That's the absolute best you can do, and I will always be proud of anyone who just tries, even if they fail. And I would definitely recommend to also do your research on the equipment that you're gonna buy. Like I said earlier, definitely read reviews and make sure that what you're gonna get is going to be good for you. And yes, I absolutely did not expect to gain so many subscribers. So as for handling the growth, I'm just trying my best. Every day I'm just trying my best. So hopefully I'm doing a good job at handling that. I have never had a following on the internet, really. So it's a little strange, and I'm just like a normal person, so it really is kind of like a whole different world for me. Like, people saying, oh my god, you know, you responded to my comment, and I'm like, I'm just me. It's just little old Raven. So I guess it hasn't really set in yet. I'm just trying to handle it the best I can. Everyone in the Discord especially is very kind and very nice, and everyone is really patient. So I'm super, super happy and grateful for that. And your last question, Katie, is there anything you don't like about making videos? Honestly, no. I love the whole process. I love recording. I love editing because that's also super creative. I love interacting with you guys and seeing what you guys like. Shaquille Oatmeal asks me, I was wondering, how do you go about decorating your island? Do you pick a spot and decorate, or is it more specific? Usually, yeah, I'll just pick a spot that I want to kind of work on, and I'll try to come up with an idea for what I want to do beforehand, so that way I could maybe collect some items that I want to use first. But sometimes I just kind of start experimenting and putting down items and stuff and seeing what works. Kate Cooper asks, how has YouTube influenced your life? And I think this answer is going to get a little bit deep, so prepare yourselves. But honestly, like, these last few months since I've started YouTube have been truly amazing and incredible, and I'm gonna try my best to explain how it's influenced my life, so I'm sorry if I can't, but it's just, I don't know how to put it into words. It's like, before I had, you know, I still have a different job that I do, and I was just doing that and not really doing much else, and it was kind of like, I don't know, you're just kind of like there, and at least for me personally, I wasn't feeling like fulfilled and engaged, if those are the correct words. But then after I started YouTube, it was like, wow, I'm really doing something here. Like, I'm, you know, making people happy. I'm giving people inspiration. I'm giving people something to look forward to. It's just like a feeling that I can't explain. So I don't know, YouTube has made me feel like more fulfilled. That's really cheesy to say, but it's the honest to God truth. Thank you guys so much. And it's also influenced my life in a monetary way. This is my main job now, and I can live my life doing YouTube, like, and I can afford things because of YouTube. So thank you so much. Being fulfilled, you can't buy that with money. Feeling like you have a purpose, you can't buy that with money. So I am grateful every single day. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Marcos, my good friend Marcos, asks, when you were a kid, were you a fan of video games or any other thing? If so, which games? I feel like I was only a kid just like a few years ago, even though I'm 21. But yeah, I was definitely a fan of video games ever since I was a kid. My dad is really into video games, and he would always play them when I was growing up. So he definitely influenced me into loving video games. When I was like a kid, I would play like online Flash games. I played Webkins. I played like those pet games like Club Penguin and stuff. I played Super Poke Pets. I played like Moshi Monsters, stuff like that. And then I also played a lot of the Wii. I played a lot of Wii games. I loved Mario Kart Wii. I loved Super Mario Galaxy. We would play so much stuff. And then Marcos also asks, IRL, I feel like you're actually shy but get happy when you do videos because you get to express yourself and be happy. Is this true? And yes, that's mostly true. When I was younger, I was extremely shy, like do not talk to any strangers type of shy, like hide behind my mom's skirt if someone talked to me, kind of shy. And I was really awkward. But ever since I've been kind of growing up and becoming an adult, I've kind of had to be not as shy because I have to do adult things and talk to other adults. So I'm way less shy than I was before. Now I'll like actually make conversation with strangers, which whoa, if past me knew that I was actually going to be able to do that, I would never believe myself. But yes, it is a whole different thing with videos because I actually get to just like put forth my weird energy or whatever weird stuff I'm saying, and I don't have to be shy, I don't have to be afraid. Yeah, it does make me really happy when I make videos because I know you guys enjoy my personality for what it is, so I don't have to be shy or feel like I have to make a fake version of myself or, you know, just be someone who I'm not. So yeah, definitely, that is definitely true in some way. Just Sayan, I hope I pronounced that right, asked, since you're always talking about chicken alfredo, is that your favorite meal? And a lot of people ask what my favorite food is also, so 2 questions in one. I do really love pasta, and I love kind of like noodles of any kind, so like ramen noodles, any sort of Asian style noodles, and I love pasta noodles and pasta dishes. that's kind of my favorite food that I love. Love me some carbs. So yeah, it's really hard to pick a favorite meal because it's like I just love so much food, you know? There's so much good food out there, but I definitely love noodles. And then a couple people asked for a picture of Pepper, or asking what Pepper looks like. And I did actually show what Pepper looks like in a stream one day, but if you did not catch that stream, here's a picture of Pepper. There you go. He's just a normal cat, nothing special, but this is the little goblin who loves to hop on my desk and disturb me and meow at me when I'm filming, so yeah. Oh my god.
Yo, this cat.
How did you do that?
This cat surprises me on a daily basis, bro.
How did you do that?
This cat.
Samantha B, very fitting, asked what's my favorite pasta shape. I love like little shells, little pasta shells. Love those. Saru Crossing, hey Saru, asks, what are your island plans and did you ever plan out your island? No, I have not ever planned out my island. I'm just the sort of gal who just kind of does whatever and hopes for the best. I do like to make plans IRL, but when it comes to more creative things, for my creative process, I usually don't make a plan. And as for my island, the general plan right now is to just finish it up. I'm trying to make more areas and more cool designs and stuff like that. And then I also have to work on my house eventually. I definitely want to redo some of the rooms in my house because I have a lot of ideas. Flurry Hamster asks, what is my favorite set of furniture? And that's such a good question. Does the mush furniture count? Because I really love the mush furniture. Love those mushrooms. And if not, then I do really enjoy the antique set because that little table, the side table that has the little doily on it, so cute. And then the last question that I will be answering today, because I feel like it would be unfair if I don't touch on this since so many of you asked, is about face reveal. I'm not shy about what I look like, really. It's not that I'm embarrassed or afraid or think I'm ugly or something. My face doesn't have anything to do with my videos, and I would say it's not necessary, but maybe some of you feel like it would be nice to put a face to the name. And I completely understand that, and a lot of you are curious, and for now, I don't have a definite answer for you. It's also a lot more work for me to also incorporate a face cam into videos. That's a lot more editing, that's a lot more footage to work with, and I like my simple setup right now, but that doesn't make it a definite no in the future. I'm just gonna take my time, and whenever I feel ready and it feels right and I feel okay with doing it, then I will let you guys know what I look like. But it's honestly not that amazing, okay? I'm pretty average and I essentially look exactly like my Animal Crossing character, okay? I have wavy hair that's, well, it's a little bit longer than my character's. It's to my shoulders. It's literally wavy just like that. I wear round purple glasses. They're literally almost exactly like those. The only thing is my fashion sense is not like my Animal Crossing characters. I just wear like t-shirts and sweatpants. I'm not, oh god, I don't know how to dress. In conclusion, I'm just gonna wait until I'm ready. For now, I don't think it's necessary and it would add more work for me. So those are my reasons. I hope you understand. That's gonna be all for today. I hope I answered the majority of your questions. A lot of them I did see repeated, so hopefully I answered mostly everyone's question. I would love to do another Q&A in the future. Let me know if you enjoyed this one and I can do, you know, a second Q&A, or we could have even like a monthly or a weekly series. I don't know. Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned a little bit about me. I will see you over in the Discord, over on Instagram, and over on Twitter. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.